WAOH is brought to you in part by Ohio's #1 trusted real estate team, The Young Team. Online at theyoungteam.com.
Welcome back to AOH Primetime as we continue our series, putting the spotlight on the good work and the great people. All of this happening at Summit County Children's Services. And Mallory McConnell from Summit County Children's Services joining us on the set today. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell me your title and what you do.
I am a supervisor in our professional development and training department. So my primary function is working with our field placement program with our student interns.
Okay. Tell me what about this field, social work or being a caseworker, serving kids in need, families in need, is appealing to young people or people coming into the field?
Yeah.
What draws people to it?
Well, much like many of us that work at the agency, I think a lot of people want to work within the helping profession, and this is one of those avenues. They're hearing about it at career fairs. We're in classrooms, so they're kind of getting wind of the opportunity to really directly help their community.
What are you looking for in talent and in your effort recruiting and in training? What are you looking for? What is the skill set that you say this person's going to be successful because they have this skill set or characteristic?
Yeah, definitely communication and engagement. That is big because you have to be able to communicate with the families that we're working with, communicating colleagues, court, community providers. You need to be able to write and document. That's a big part of the job. So communication, documentation, engagement. You can develop some other skills once you're in the field, like resiliency and things like that. But if you have communication and engagement, that's a great foundation to start with.
The agency invests a lot to develop talent.
Yes.
And what is that process? What does that involve in terms of really coaching, supporting, and encouraging?
Yes. So we are very fortunate that we have the Northeast Ohio Regional Training Center right on our campus. So staff actually have access to a variety of training topics at our training center. We have 2 different types of leadership academies. One runs 6 months of the year, one is 12 months. So people can apply and go through that to develop their skills further. We have lots of opportunity for simulation labs, hands-on practice, coaching, development. So that is definitely something our agency highly values.
Internships are extremely important.
Yes.
And a lot of the colleges or schools or different educational institutions will require them towards the end of a person's career at that college.
Yes.
And just to throw this out there, I've always believed that maybe doing 2 or 3 internships throughout the course of your college career, your studies, is a good idea. Interning at Summit County Children's Services is a good idea. Yes. And tell me why.
Yes. So we really provide a well-rounded experience to our students. They are getting a firsthand look at our work with clients. So there's a lot of training and onboarding, of course, involved in the beginning, but we do virtual reality simulations. We have a simulation lab on our campus where they can practice skills and role play, but they're spending about 50% of their time actually shadowing seasoned caseworkers out in the field, and hopefully getting opportunities to practice skills hands-on. We're having them practice everything from documentation to critical thinking, assessment, everything that we would expect a caseworker to do. They're having a chance to kind of practice those skills.
Is there ever a moment where you can tell they have an eye-opening experience? Where maybe when you're in the classroom and you're learning, you're studying, or maybe you listen to speakers talk about, but then you come in and shadow a caseworker, or you get some exposure to how things are in what we would call the real world.
Yeah.
Is there a moment where they have that aha? Maybe there's some that say, now that I've had this experience, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I can't handle this. That could happen.
Yeah, we see it both ways. So we have people who maybe have grown up in the system and have had experiences themselves, and they're still getting another look into what it is that we actually do. So they leave with a different perspective. We have students who may never have had any exposure. So they're having a lot of those aha moments, when they're shadowing. It's one thing to see it and hear about it in the classroom when we train on it, and it's another to see it play out in real life. So there are some who find that it's not for them, and that's really the goal of the internship, is to figure out if this is work that you realistically can do. You are seeing the realities of what a day in the life of a caseworker actually is.
On that topic, would you speak to, in my sense of it, that caseworkers frequently working alongside first responders or being in situations being involved with family situations is tough work. And it could very well be that, like first responders, there's a little bit of, not burnout, but a little bit of fatigue or a little bit of heartache, heartbreak if things don't go as the caseworker wanted. Of course, they want a successful outcome with families. That doesn't always happen. So what resources or training is provided for a caseworker that might have you're at a point where you've seen some terrible stuff or had some heartbreak? How does this go?
Yes, our agency does a wonderful job with really wrapping our staff in supports. So we have a group of peer mentors who are all agency staff that are trained to, meet with staff if they reach out and want to kind of process something that they're working with on a case, a trauma that they've witnessed or read about or anything of that nature. We have providers that come on campus and offer individual and group counseling for staff. We have part of our benefit package includes counseling. We promote self-care and employee wellness. We have different rooms around the agency that are break rooms that are designed really just to provide comfort and relaxation during those break times. So we do a really good job with, providing those outlets for staff when they need.
Let's leave on this idea. The term helping profession has come up in a couple of discussions here tonight. And think about educating our audience on the view that this is a helping profession. The case similar to, like we said, first responders or in those in the medical field, nurses and such, EMTs. This is a helping profession to help families.
Right.
Explain how that in depth really, how helping families is at the root of it.
Yeah, we are really meeting our families at their most vulnerable moments. And we're really there not to work against them, but to partner with them and help them through whatever it is that they're dealing with. So, we're collaborating with them. We are meeting with them, communicating with them regularly, making service referrals. We're always assessing progress in the case and trying to move it along. So we're really there to partner with them to reach the goal of the case.
It really takes a special person, somebody with real empathy and love for supporting families to be a caseworker.
Yes, absolutely.
That's just wonderful. Thank you for being with us and sharing and giving our audience a little insight as to what it takes. And thank you for watching our series as we put the spotlight on all of the work that happens at Summit County Children's Services to support kids in need, families in need. This has been a great series to do. I'm glad to have been a part of it and glad you have stuck with us and watched through these. And hopefully you've learned something about the great work happening here in our community. Thanks for watching.